Hey guys, Lineball back here for another video, and today we have episode 1 of our F1 2020 My Team Career Series. Obviously, last episode we made the team, got the liveries, chose our driver, got all the R&D stuff, even did some financial stuff, putting in stuff to our second driver's sim. But now obviously we hit the Australian Grand Prix for the first race of the season. We're here in practice 1. First race season, very exciting. We want to start off well. There's Max Verstappen with his best buddy, whoever that is, getting ready on the laptop.
Morning, boss. Jeff here. Thanks again for bringing me on board. You've found a lot of talented people for this team. I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts here today, and the car is ready to head out whenever you are.
Thanks, Jeff. It looks like we are ready to go out on some practice programs. So firstly, we're going to load a setup that I got from TRL Limitless. We're going to load that. I'm going to show that to you guys real quick before I go out. We got 4.9 wings. We got 50%, 60% on the transmission. We got 260, 112, 0.05 and 0.23.
Let's get our track acclimatization program complete. It'll help us identify any specific problem areas on the circuit.
Thanks, Jeff. We got a 1811924 on the suspension. We got a full maxed out brake pressure and front brake bias, and then tires. We got 24.2 on the front left and right. Then on the rear left and right, we got 22.3. Yeah, let's just head out and do track acclimatization. Alright guys, here we go. Track acclimatization. Basically what it is you just got to run through these gates as I'm going right now as fast as you can at a certain speed. It's basically just helping you get used to the track realistically. It just gives you resource points so we can upgrade the car. We only got to do 2 laps to pass the objective fully, which is good. So once you chain the usually 3 corners of that set, then you get a purple, then you get a score. So the target score was 495 for a purple, and we got 545. So that means we got the purple rating, which means you get the most RNG points from this objective, which is good. But now we're moving on to the race strategy, and as we were doing it, our teammate Nick DeVries has actually got in the way. Thankfully, we didn't make a collision, but he did cost us time, unfortunately. But we were able to make it up by the end of the few laps and actually purple that whole race strategy. Basically what you got to do is like the track acclimatization, except there's no real gates in the way though, so you don't have to worry about that and just drive as fast as you can and try to beat the delta time. But on our way back from the race strategy, we've crashed. We were going through the fast chicane, and yeah, we've just gone in a bit too wide on the first part of the chicane, gone to the gravel, haven't been able to hold it, and smashed right into the wall, which knocks it out of the session, but it's all good. But yeah, race strategy is basically like track acclimatization, except you can go as fast as you want really, and you just have to keep positive of the delta, or negative of the delta, so quicker than what it's asked you to do. And if you do that for 5 laps in a row, you get some really good resource points, which is what we did. We end the session obviously.
So let's review our top 3. Hamilton, Verstappen, and Sebastian Vettel.
Thanks, Crofty. We came 7th in that. I actually moved the rating down a bit by 10 just to make the things a bit easier to complete from R&D progress, better content for you guys. But as you can see, we're now in practice 2. We're now doing the qualify pace program. I usually like to do all of them at the same time in the one practice session, but obviously we couldn't because we crashed out of the first practice session. But we got P2 here now. We're actually fighting with Esteban Ocon while doing. We're about 2.5 tenths down on the time delta race. This is not going to help battling with Ocon, but we squeeze him out and actually only lose about 0.5 tenth on the time. But we actually don't even purple, be green. We're still able to pass after having a battle and being down on delta, which is all good. Would have liked to have got a purple rating, but it is what it is really. And we actually got P2 in practice 2 behind Valtteri Bottas, which he has the quickest car, while we have the slowest car. So honestly, I don't mind that at all. A pretty good practice session for us realistically. Resource points, Nick DeVries ended up getting 170. Love that from him. We ended up getting about 450. Total 743 now. So he gained around 600-ish, I'd say. Team Acclaim, I actually went down a little bit. I don't know why. Nick DeVries went up, and we went up a fair amount on level 1 of the Team Acclaim, which is really good. But we are now, after practice session, we're now qualifying. So we're here at Q1. We're love to get out of the first round of qualifying, but I think there's a very low chance. Our cars, even though it's meant to be faster than the Haas and Williams and Alfa Romeo, myself and Nick both did get ahead of him in
Time, we've lost oil pressure. Looks like a leak somewhere in the system. We're on standby for the time being until we can patch it up.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, we are ahead of him on the index, but we were on a lower setting, so and we were ahead of him in practice, but we were on a lower setting, so they probably weren't driving as fast as what they could be. And even though we got a faster car, they'll probably have a better one-pace qualifying because they are especially strong in qualifying. And as I can see, we're actually coming 22nd, coming last place after our first qualifying lap here. Coming through, red in the first sector, green in the second. We're going to get third in. We're going to get green in the third sector. A bad exit though, so we lost a fair amount of time in that last exit. But we're going in again. We've had troubles on our in lap. We've actually gone wide of the pit lane. We've tried to go in a bit too aggressive. We've actually gone wide. We've had to reverse in the middle of the track into the pit lane. Luckily, no one was even on track at all, let alone in the final sector. So that was a bit embarrassing, but it's all good. But yeah, the AI is just super strong on one lap pace compared to us, compared to what the person does. And also, AI, I'm on the pad as well, and pad's not obviously as quick as people on the wheel and stuff. But we're going here for one final run, our last hot lap of the session. It's going to be tight to get it, but I think we might be able to just get a time in. I'm not sure, though. And as we come around the second last corner, we've timed out. I'd say we've probably given up. We're probably about 20 seconds too late, and we've qualified last place, guys. That is pretty atrocious, to be honest, but it is what it is, really. I mean, we can't really do much about it. That's just poor timing for me, but we can't do much about it, so I guess we just got to move on to the race and hopefully try to get some places and maybe even get some points on debut. That'd be amazing. It was pretty horrible, actually. Well, because he's just better than me. He's got better stats. Boosty claim, I guess. Yeah, because we're not on pole, but I don't think we were expected to. It's our first race in Formula 1, for God's sake. Do you want us to get pole every week? I'll turn the difficulty down to 10, then I will. Jesus. Yeah, whatever. As we can see, Team Acclaim's gone up again. We've actually gone down, myself and Team Acclaim a bit, but yet DeVries and the whole team's going up again, which is good, but not good for us personally, though, which is a bit annoying. And just before we went into the race, I remember that we had the 700 points left over, 743 to be exact, and we've actually... Oh, are we choosing it? Yes, we are, and it's going to come in after the Vietnam Grand Prix, so not even after the next race, the race after that. But, yeah, let's head into the race with hopefully some more R&D stuff.
It's finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action. Pre-season times, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks, mean nothing now, as the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
Ever since their participation was announced, there were questions being asked about whether an outfit like this could survive, and certainly it's proving to be a trial by fire so far. Let's hope they can continue to draw in investment and find a little more pace as well.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The fence starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Alexander Albon, and Leclerc, Stroll, Ricciardo, Vettel, and Carlos Sainz. Norris, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Kvyat. Raikkonen, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and George Russell, Giovinazzi, Latifi, De Vries, and Iceman. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Alright, here we go. Australian Grand Prix. We're going for a one-stop strategy. Soft to hards, bit aggressive, but we should be able to get through on the tyre wear. We're chucking it up to Rich. We've got just under a whole lap of fuel up our sleeves. 5 red lights. And away we go for the Australian Grand Prix, our first ever Grand Prix in Lightning Bolt Racing history. And hopefully we can start off with a bang. Don't want to be too caught. Don't want to be... We actually want to be very cautious going to turn 1 here. Don't want to have any front wing damage. Down the inside we go on many cars. Nearly got to the back of Grosjean there. There's contact with George Russell and Magnussen. Russell actually boosts off us, off the contact. Magnussen's way up the road, but we go down the inside. Even maybe on Ocon, we get around Ocon, even on a yellow flag. I'm surprised we have not been penalised for that. Now, round the outside of Ocon we go. There's been contact and Ocon spun. There's been contact, and that just shows that I did not mean to give contact to Ocon, but it is what it is, really. That's the match start of the race. And I'd exercise at lap 10. Literally, after that first lap, there was literally no one. Kvyat got pushed back after the Ocon crash, and now it's lap 10. We're going to be boxing this lap for hards to go to the end of the race. So pretty boring first 10 laps after the first lap, realistically. And speaking of our pit stop, here we go. We're coming in to the pits. Don't want to do what we did in practice. Oh, that's very close. We've nearly done it again. But it's a nice move in. Are we going to... Yes, 59 kilometers even. That's very close to the limit. That's pretty good considering that it's pretty hard to get it close to the actual speed to put on without it being 20 k's under. But here we are, we're coming in. Come on, boys, we need a good pit stop. It's a 2.1, that's amazing. They usually go around 3 seconds. We've got the best pit crew already, boys. I've used my money wisely. But now we come out here ahead of Magnussen, Raikkonen. We haven't lost any positions, so we haven't gained much time on the people ahead of us either. So it's one step forward, one step back, basically. Now, lap 11. Nick De Vries comes into the pits, so he's obviously gone for the lap over because we were the car ahead, so we got priority. He's going to the hards as well, so he's going for the one stop like everyone else, but he'll have one extra lap at the end, so he could be a massive target here against us at the end if he can catch up. But we now move on to lap 14. It's been a few laps, and I thought I need to just check the race director because I'm pretty sure everyone's gone the same strategy here, but we just want to double check. Yep, everyone's gone on a soft hard except for Kvyat, Russell and Giovinazzi and Ocon. Everyone's on the same strategy as us, but then everyone behind, a few kids behind us have gone to a different strategy, but it doesn't really matter because they're far behind, so they're not really going to be in the same race contention as us. But we're on lap 17 here now. We've gone wide, and we've actually had to take corner cut and penalty. I'm surprised that's not a 5 second, to be honest. That's an atrocious corner cut, but we'll take what the stewards have. And now on lap 20 very quiet laps, Danny Kvyat, now AlphaTauri, he's got a faster car than us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's coming up behind us here. He's going to go down the inside. We're going to try hold around the outside here, though. If we get some good traction, and we do, he's going to stay behind us. Can we try to get some spacing through this fast right-hander? We will. He's not going to attack us there. That'll be very sketchy if he does. But he's still right on our backside here. Third gear through this corner. Get on the pedal early and see what we can do. He's just got a better car, better chassis, better aero. Gets a better exit than us. He's going to go down the inside. And we cut him off. But there's no contact like Ocon. And he's now fallen back to about 3 seconds behind. So it's going to be a lot of work for him to get back. And now these next clip, guys. My recording corrupted. Yeah, that was not fun. So what happened was Ricciardo and Latifi retired. Kvyat got ahead of us. And Lewis Hamilton won the race. Won the race. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. It is what it is, really. But next up is Bahrain. So yeah, that was pretty poor for me though, guys, about that recording. Sorry about that. Hey guys, sorry as I just alluded, I was trying to edit the video, and unfortunately when I went to go edit the last bit, the file corrupted. Now on my phone here I actually have my notes. of what happened. Trying to multitask is not fun. Jesus, let me pause this for a sec, guys. So what happened was on lap 22, Latifi. Actually, I think I already told you guys, but I'll tell you about rushing. Latifi retired. Kvyat overtook us on a dive bomb on turn 3, I think. The second little straight after the finish start. Daniel Ricciardo retired on lap 28, and Lewis Hamilton won on lap 29, and we finished in P14 or 13, I do believe, and then Nick De Vries finished in P16. With the 2 Haas in between me and Nick. Actually, no. Grosjean was in between me and Nick, and then Magnussen was behind Nick. So, yeah, I'm so annoyed, honestly, about what happened with the recording, but it is what it is, really, guys. Sorry about that. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the triple upload today. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully we'll actually all get out tonight. That'd be really good. But, yeah, just hopefully you guys enjoyed all that. But yeah, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good kind of stuff. And also, don't forget to follow my Instagram, my Twitter, and follow me on my Twitch. My Instagram and Twitter is at Lightning7Bolt7, all lowercase, I do believe. And then my Twitch is Lightning7Bolt, no 7 at the end because that was already taken somehow. But yeah, make sure to go do that great stuff. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.